Shut up and sit down.
Namaste, friends. I am Simon.
I'm Ellie.
And if you enjoy our videos, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell thing. That would be very, very kind of you indeed. And as usual tonight, we're being surprised by you guys, our viewers, who are surprising us with movies that you've recommended we check out, and we're filming our reactions to those movies.
So what do we have coming up next?
Well, right now, this is a movie that quite a lot of our viewers from India have recommended. It's a 2021 Telugu-language action thriller kind of a movie based on real historical terrorist attacks against India and a fictional story kind of layered in with those events. Well, one thing that jumped out at me when I was looking into this was it gets a lot of praise, partly for being a simple story of a team who are trying to catch a terrorist, which, you know, is something that I think a lot of action movies have been based on, but also in the current day and age where there is a lot of influence from different political parties, different hidden agendas who kind of have their influence on movies. This one was actually praised for being quite authentic and not really having any commercial agenda behind it, which I like. You know, they tell a story because it's the right story to tell, and they want to tell that story, not because it's being pushed by anyone behind the scenes. So I'm all for that. And if that wasn't enough, this is also praised for its music, for its cinematography, and for some great acting. So you guys were really keen to see us watch the trailer for Wild Dog. Therefore, we're going to check it out. Stick around until afterwards, and we will let you know what we think about it. But for now,
Let's go.
Let's go! Whoa.
సార్ 2 వారాలైంది. మీడియా ఇంపేషెంట్ గా ఉంది. సార్ ఈ కేసుని ఎన్ఐకి హ్యాండ్ ఓవర్ చేద్దామా?
NIA?
Oh man.
Who's the best we have?
విజయ్ వర్మ.
అరెస్ట్ చేసుకోండి సార్.
ఆ?
అరెస్ట్ చేసుకోండి సార్.
Oh man. Guess he's not going to.
Interesting.
ఆల్సో నోన్ యాజ్
Wild Dog? Holy crap.
మీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి మీడియాకి వైల్డ్ డాగ్ అయి ఉండొచ్చు, నాకు కాదు.
ఇంకో బ్లాక్ జరగకముందే వాడిని పట్టుకోవాలి.
Now the question is, who is he?
పాకిస్తాన్ నుంచి కాల్ వచ్చింది. రియాజ్ భాయ్ చేశాడు.
హాయ్ ఏంట్రా, ఒక్కడే అబ్బకు పుట్టారా?
ఇక్కడ వాడి పేరు డాక్టర్ యూసఫ్, రిలీజియస్ ప్రీచర్. ఇప్పుడు ISI ప్రొటెక్షన్ లో ఉన్నాడు.
వాడి వరకు వెళ్ళడం అంత ఈజీ కాదు.
Oh, I love those landscapes.
Yeah.
వారు దేశం కోసం ప్రాణాలు రిస్క్ చేస్తున్నారు.
I want them dead or alive.
Whoa. Nice.
ఒకడు మన దేశంలో 100 మంది అమాయకుల్ని చంపి మీరేమీ చేయలేరు అంటే ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఓకే విత్ దట్.
Me neither, dude. Whoa. Oh my god.
ఏం చేస్తారా ఇండియాకి తీసుకెళ్ళి వారానికి 2 సార్లు బిర్యానీ, జెడ్ కేటగిరీ సెక్యూరిటీ, కుక్కల్లా కాపలాగా ఉంటారు.
Wow.
మాదర్ చోత్.
Wow. So we've just seen the trailer for Wild Dog, which is pretty much out this week. Oh my goodness. The one word that kept jumping into my head was uncompromising.
Yes.
Because that guy did not take prisoners. I'm going to ramble, so before I do, what did you think of it?
I liked how, I guess uncompromising, like you said, but also kind of unflinching. Like it did show a lot of the violence. And yeah, he's clearly kind of remorseless. And it is that odd, like comparison between him just kind of murdering suspects and then just him at home just chilling with his family. That was a bit of an odd kind of contrast with those two roles that he has.
Yeah, his character really reminded me of the TV show in the Western world, 24, which starred Kiefer Sutherland as Jack Bauer. And he always had that same kind of role. He was always the guy who they would end up calling in because there was going to be a terrorist attack. Hundreds of thousands of people were going to be killed. And they needed someone who was willing to break the rules to try to stop that from happening. And, never the most likable character. But, there are times when, at least in that fictional world, where you needed to get the job done, and he was the tool to get that job done. It kind of feels similar to me in this situation that, you probably wouldn't praise people for the kind of actions that you see in this trailer. But there are times when hundreds of thousands of lives could be at risk. And I guess you forgive the actions because they saved those lives. So, yeah, there was a lot I really, really liked in this trailer. I gotta say, I love super violent movies, so call me dumb, call me whatever you like, but I do like movies where, I grew up on movies like Rambo and Commando and those kind of movies. They were just my bread and butter. Never going to be the most thought-provoking, but are just awesome fun to watch. I found this interesting because it kind of mixed some of those super high adrenaline style action elements, like catching a gun in midair and shooting somebody, and like the team stomping through the jungle shooting people. It mixed that with the reality of trying to stop a terrorist attack, which I thought was actually really interesting. This kind of high energy action vibe with this gritty anti-terrorism vibe was a mix that I haven't necessarily seen very often, apart from in shows like 24. There was a lot in here that was visually stunning, of course, both from like the snow and the jungle and the cityscapes. There was a lot there that just really caught my eye, that looked like some incredible scenery that had been filmed in.
I really did enjoy the variety that we had, because we had like the inner city kind of crowded marketplaces and street vendors and the kind of bustle of the city, and then we had that wilderness and kind of like the scenes that were in the mountains as well. I really liked the the variety of the scenes that we were shown.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that more and more from Indian cinema these days, that, there is still a lot that's shot on massive sound stages like in Hyderabad, but they also take a trip out to Austria to film in the Alps, or they go to Malaysia to film in the rainforests or something. So, yeah, I actually really like that variety as well, especially in a movie like this, which, if it was just in this claustrophobic city, it could feel a bit too intense over time, but I like it that it kind of widens out into these bigger areas as well. That's really cool. So I'm super impressed by this movie. I'm really grateful for the people who recommended we check out Wild Dog. Definitely the kind of movie I would watch. I'm intrigued, though, about that blend of anti-terrorism and just funny action type, goofing around with throwing guns and things. Definitely, it doesn't have a comedy element to it, but there are some of those almost cartoonish aspects of things like that I'm really intrigued to see how that's going to fit together within the movie. But we don't need to wait too long to find out, because this comes out super, super soon, just days away. So there you go. I'm sure you guys are probably watching Wild Dog already. I think we're going to give it a try very soon. But you guys don't need to wait very long to see us again, because you know how often we do this.
Every day.
Every single day. And therefore we will see you tomorrow, friends, on the next Dorky Trailer Ambush.
Peace out, nerds.
Bye!
Shut up and sit down.